What's up, guys? This is Frequent here with arrangement 3, I think. It's been a long time again since I've looked at this project even. So I'm basically just going to jump in here and start doing things to this. I'm not going to think about it too hard. I'm just going to kind of think about how I'd approach it if it were a song I was going to work on, because it is. So here we go. I'm going to first solo these drums. Well, let's just listen to the whole thing, actually, to get going. So here's what we got. Okay, so that's what we got. It's alright. There's some stuff in there to work with, but I'm not all that inspired by it, honestly, still. I'm glad that there's some headway made in terms of, like, getting some sounds and some drums and, like, getting things going. But I still feel like it needs a different direction. When I opened this, like, 5 minutes ago, I was thinking about these drums and kind of, like, what I want to do in this video. And I noticed that if I just copy these drums out, let's just go over here in this blank spot. Like this, like, just the kick and snare even. Let's get just those. It's got this really, like, I love that snare. It's got, like, this kind of, like, fast garage type feel. So I figured if I just sped the whole song up a bit, we can maybe get something different. So let's listen to what happens when we crank this. Already, that just sounds way cooler to me. And I had this is the only other thing I did off camera, is I made this little loop over here, which is at this garage tempo, just to kind of, like, test it out. And I think I'm gonna, I really never make music at this tempo, but I figured that this would be a way to kind of make this more inspiring and not feel just like a halftime fucking whatever thing. So here we go. Let's listen to our sounds too. We have this main pluck, which I actually like. This thing, it's just not really incorporated in a very interesting way yet. But the sound is good. And then we've got, like, what is this thing? Just some random little neuro bit. Yeah, those things. Those are cool. And then I assume this is just a sub. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. We got these faceplant sounds. What are these? Oh yeah, that sound is cool. Alright, cool. So we can do some things with this. We have a couple options here. We could stem it. I personally think I want to tinker with this patch a little bit more before I stem it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a new little section over here with these drums and kind of rework these drums a little bit and then start cutting these patches up in a different way. So copy this here. Let's solo it. Yeah, hell yeah. And I don't think this, like, yeah, that can go. And also I can hear that, so I don't have, I'm using the classic mode on my drum racks, and that's making it so that I can cut the note at a specific spot if I want the drums to be shorter or something. But in this one, I need to add some release time because it's clicking. Let's see if we can hear that, actually, just to show you. Yeah, here it, like, sounds like shit. So I just add that and it's good. You won't have to worry about that by default, but I like the ability to, like, cut the notes shorter than they would be usually. Anyways, so let's, I think these other perks are fine. Already so much more, like, fucking groovy. Alright, so let's see what we got with this thing. I'm just gonna throw this patch in here. I'm probably gonna have to, like, fail a bunch of times to make something with this because it's a little weird. But let's see if we can get something a little different going with this patch. Make sure, yeah, we're in triplets, so. funny, the like doop dum doop dum. It'd have to be like kind of like it before, so I'm gonna undo that and go for just a different rhythm. Right? Yeah, I'm feeling this way more. I already feel like I can just duplicate this and then make a variation with that note right there. Actually, oh, I just saved over this. Well, whatever. I kind of liked having these be up a semitone for that. And then maybe even make these the E. Fuck yeah. Alright, that's way cooler. And then we still have this filter we can fuck with. I kind of like where that's at right now. But let's see. Whoa. Maybe I can play with this harmonic. I do really like where it is right there, but I'm gonna play with it. I think I gotta start it on the most like harmonically normal one, and then progressively make it weirder. So like do that. like get this one up. Maybe like whip it up like that. Kind of want that note to be different. Alright, so let's see what other things we've got on here. I don't even remember. So on Serum, we've got just that. On Pro Q, we've got just what? Band. Oh, that's already doing a thing. Okay, yeah, so that's going to be important. Let's see how we can get this to make it sound a little more like a bass or something. Or even just more like harmonically accurate to the song. So like this part right here, we're gonna fishing for the harmonic right here, like the fundamental, or I'm looking for the one that's just like do 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 do. Alright, I already feel like we're making a lot of progress in terms of the vibe of it. And then I was thinking probably could just throw this rhythm as like a B section. This thing that I made earlier, this super simple. But let's try putting some cymbals under this. Sounds pretty sick. So now we can try like testing one of these under there. Probably have to make something different for that part, but that's fun. And then let's see what's up with these. Where is that real weird one? Yeah. Give me that sound. Not right there, though. It's making me really feel like I need a second sub, too. Because this patch is like pretty jank at this point. So I'm just going to throw it in my bin for now. I'll deal with it later. And copy this MIDI. Alright, then let's make this thing sound a little crazier. I'm gonna throw Dispoicer. Dispoice it. Yeah, that sounds cool. Just probably cut the lows out of this, honestly. We can compress these together so that we can get the sub to like match the dynamics of it a little bit. I also feel like the mix of this thing is a little whack. So let's do what we can to like clean up some of these spikes. It also sounds like there's a white noise over it. Probably literally is white noise on it. Let's see. No, there's not. Interesting. Is there a... Ooh, there's no texture either. Okay, well, the high end sounds like white noise, so I want to give it a little crispiness. I'm going to just throw another one of these guys on here. Ugh, it's just not going to work with distortion. So my next move, let's listen to it. It's honestly fun. I'm going to leave it. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take this weird one and start finding a spot for it. And then I'm going to make a B section. So let's see. Oh, that's kind of cool right there. What does this whole sound like? I haven't listened to it in a while. Very fun. Oh, there's a... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, that's pretty cool. also feel like we could make these drums slam a little harder and then just put like a little synth over it. I don't think this thing is going to be that useful in terms of like musicality. I also just need to listen to this loop one more time. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so let me mix these drums in a little bit better, and then I'm gonna add like a top element that's not that super weird sound. Yeah, like that thing just has a ton of low end that I don't care about. I just really want to bring this janky snare through. Okay, so I have 2 snares on here. I have 3 snares. What's going on with these snares? Let's see what we got. We got this. I like that. That's okay. That one's whack. So let's maybe. Okay, so this one we need the like low mid information from. We're gonna add some release and just like cut. There we go. A lot of this is from speeding up the track too. Yeah, the tail of that was just really crummy. Alright, so who says crummy anymore? Next thing I need to do is like think of a thing to put over this. I feel bad about that because I know I spent forever just making sounds that I just keep not using. But I think that's honestly the move. What is this one? I'm gonna check this out really quick actually. There's some bullshit. Alright, so let's think about this for a sec. What would be cool over a garage tune? I don't know. I do not know. We're gonna need a synth. Oops. So that much I do know. So I'm gonna drag the old plant in there. And let's see what we got. Also, what's our sidechain doing? Do we have good sidechain in before I make a whole thing? Alright, good enough to move on. So let's start thinking about what would be cool in here. I'm gonna just throw in a basic wave. Start thinking about this. Oh, oh. There we go. I honestly just hear like a little sound in the background that's just going. So let's make it a little dicky dicky. Gonna throw in, I don't know, what are we using, E or something? And fix that later if we got here. And then all I really want to do is make the shape of the volume thing on here, and then play with a bunch of effects on it, essentially. Maybe do some wavetable stuff too. But first thing I need to do is make a deaky. So there's our deek. There's our E. Deaky. Let's see if that works. Oh, we need to sync it. Come on. What the hell's going on? Alright, so it's a little, these straight lines it does not like, so let's go ahead and like smooth this out a little. Cool. That's what we want. I'll just duplicate that, I guess, for now. Alright, so now we have like our basis, and honestly lately the way I've just been thinking about pretty much every sound is you just need to sculpt like your initial core idea super rough like that, and then just throw a ton of shit on it. So first thing I'm going to do is play with the wavetable, see if I can get something a little more interesting. When in doubt, you can always just use the Dave Tipper. So maybe throw this down an octave. Let's try some of these other sweeps. It's kind of cool. I like the tonality of that. I'm gonna throw also a saw wave or something. And then let's spread this one out a lot. To tune it a little bit, just get a little bit of movement. Alright, still this thing feels a little jank. Let's, yeah, fix that like that. Maybe, add another effect. Alright, so what we have to do is actually, I think do you only have to make one click to, yeah, okay. So we need to make the ramp at the end here, all the way up, so that it doesn't freak out. Something like that. It would be cool to do something more complex. Let's listen now out of the solo. Okay, so now I need this to like evolve in some way and like do more interesting things. So I'm actually just gonna close out Faceplant. I don't really need it to do anything else for now, and then I'm gonna distort it or something. Okay, and then I want it to kind of evolve. I think it might be better to do a chord or something too. Let's play with the note before we do too many effects. Then just do like an inversion. Yeah, we can play with like, just put one like a little off. Sounds horrible. Might be cool to also have it yeah, that's tight. So I'm gonna throw a macro on this. And then let's see if I can get some of these to be lower notes. Doesn't sound the best. Alright, now I'm gonna add a lot of distortion. Can play with this. So then now I can, I don't know, do something more with this to make it a little less harsh. So I'm gonna put disperser on, always a good gooey-izer. Make it a little goopy. I almost feel like it's not quite swung enough. I almost feel like we could just get rid of this second thing. Nah. Gets rid of the character. feel like some of these bases aren't quite syncopated properly. Just mute this sub for a sec. Yeah, let's go into... Yeah, that one. Turn on this thing and then do this. Sorry. Envelope locking, which is going to let you... basically, if you have envelope locking on, if you don't know what this does... so let me show you what this does really quick, because that's really important. So if I have an automation like this, usually, like, let's just duplicate this over so I don't mess that up. So let's say I have like whatever automation. Usually if I duplicate this clip, it's gonna bring with it all of its automation in this mode when I'm not in this thing. So if I have this off, boop, it's gonna grab all the automation. This is just gonna make it so that it duplicates the MIDI data but not any of your envelopes, and that's for all of them. So really useful if you need to just like move MIDI information around but you don't want to worry about messing up all your automations. Anyways, I've probably talked about that before, but in case you don't know about it, that's really good. Okay, so let's duplicate this now, and I'm gonna get rid of the chords for this one. Alright, so that's starting to be a thing. Now I need some other like melodic elements in this part to make it more of a thing, so that it's should also do that so that this is more on grid. In fact, it's gonna really bother me unless I do that so that this stuff is all actually in the right measures. I also feel like this synth could be wider. I feel like it could be like real wide. Let's crank the unison to 1 and then spread it real wide. And then we can move that to there. Okay. So now let's think about what we could add in here. Make some things that I can put reverb on. That's what I feel like I need. It's just like something that's just like yeah, so let's grab I don't know, operator, sure, make an FM thing, and then basically I just need like something tonal. Maybe actually do like this thing. Use small or larger chunks, rather. Yeah, get that really resonant stuff. Like, detune this top one. Is there one that lets you use... I'm looking for one of these though. Close. It doesn't matter. That's okay. I'm gonna just leave this as is. gonna use a really resonant filter here. Nice like resonant tone like that. And then I'm just gonna throw any reverb would really work, but classic Valhalla. Oops. Alright, let's do something that will make that actually stand out in this tune. So what's our, I'll make sure our sub is back on. I'm just gonna do this. In fact, to make life easier, I'm gonna just take the MIDI in from this 22 serum. So now that should just copy it. Cool. Alright, so what are we doing? E? Is E what we're doing? I really hope so. Yeah, okay. Cool. So, put an E. And then see what we can get out of these harmonics. So I'm just going to start sweeping this spiky filter through here and... We're gonna automate this decay so that it's like this. I like this subtle little effect in the beginning. And then let's try one where we like. something more creative with this MIDI. Now let's see if I can get a better sweep. You can also like really get in there. I'm gonna turn off the grid and just like I'm gonna log this automation a little better. Alright, I'm just gonna roll with those two takes. Kill this one. thing is, it needs to be dealt with. What can we do to you? I feel the need to tame the highs a bit. Probably the lows. And then I want to add a bit of reverb. Let's try a plate. Better. Let's try putting a note in here with a Meldicomb. Try putting like a really short reverb at the very beginning. Probably could time this a little better also. Change this up. I really wish this thing was less clicky. It's really getting on my nerves. Definitely has to do with this wave shaper. But I never really was able to get this to sound responsive without it being super clicky. Maybe if I do that. Alright, whatever. I'm liking this a lot more now, though. feel like this could use like one more break coming in right here. I'm gonna just type in the tempo. Sometimes you just get real lucky.
What the hell are you doing, dude?
Nice.
Whoa.
Not so lucky. Let's try 125 though. I mean this. Jesus Christ. This one's pretty good. I'll save it just in case. Okay. Let's try. I feel like house break is not gonna work. Oh, that's what I fucking use, that shit. Oh yeah. Give me all these tech house loops. That's what I need to put in here. Whatever, that should work. Let's cut the lows on these. Let's try all of these, see which one sticks out. See if we can get this one. Kind of trippy with it in repitch. Sounds better though. This one's probably smoother. Alright, that one sounds pretty good. Get rid of the rest. I don't know why this still sounds so off. It probably just... Yeah, I guess it just is. sounds. Still sounds fucked. Let's try a different one. I want some like, what do I want out of this? I need to think about it a little more clearly, because these breaks aren't just going to do it for me. I mean, even just like an open cymbal on the offbeat could be good. Just keep it simple. I kind of want like a shuffle that's like just loop this, make it a perfect loop, drag this, come on, there we go, all the way up. Then we can lock this in wherever we need it to be. Gonna hit this guy with texture and see if I can get a little bit more like just normal hatty top end out of this. I'm gonna throw the hi-hat thing on it. Come on, do it. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we have like a progression thing. We have this new percussion. We have this core thing that comes in. So now what we got to do is we got to make our loop bigger, because right now we've made no more progress than we made last time. So in order to move forward, I'm going to duplicate both these sections like so. And then I really do want this chord. Right, where is that thing? Here. Let's go all the way out. So just do that, and then I want the automations we have. I think it's just the one. Yeah, so instead of having it go over one section, we can have this thing just like slowly building out over this whole part. Make it a little more interesting. All right, and then what else? That is pretty much it. We're gonna have to add some variations and stuff in here, but that should be good in terms of the overall structure. I think let's just listen to this as a whole thing. Alright, cool. So first thing that comes to mind is that this should all probably not just like start out. And I feel like the drums are still a little lacking in this first part. I feel like I need to like EQ them or something a little bit. Let's, yeah. So I'll do this just for. So yeah, this thing needs an EQ for real. So, okay, see how this like roll off is happening? I want it to have a bit more presence. So let's go into our texture here and find out what we're not getting. This is just getting way too clipped underneath this filter, so I'm going to turn it down before the filter. Turn it back up to just as loud as we can get it. Still sounds like it just needs a proper smash. Let's EQ this guy a little bit too. It's pretty harsh. Yeah, look at that thing. Let's give this a little bit of space too. Turn the whole drum channel down. Oh, I know you probably can't hear me over that. There we go. I'm going to turn the drums down a little bit in comparison to this bass. It's just not quite loud enough. Ending thing here. Sorry, I really felt like I had to get that leveled before I could move on. But now it actually sounds like we have like something going on here. And really it's just about using this context to drive the rest of the thing. So from here, I still do like this other rhythm I had too as like a variation. So let's try putting this. Just delete all that and then copy that there, put this here. I feel like I actually shouldn't put that there, I should keep it after. What happens if I put this bass line back under? I might change the bass line or something, but I just want to hear what happens if I go back to this minimal thing but use this rhythm. Oh yeah, let's just do like a super triplet thing right here. So I'm gonna really want to like just loop this one. This one rhythm, so just go from there to there and loop it. And yeah, just keep the, I'm keeping my envelope locked so I get the different automation on here. I'm going to try this Oh yeah, I like that. And then I'm going to copy just like these two in here without the envelope lock so that I can get some new automations from these two. And then basically just going to turn envelope lock back on so that I keep those envelopes, and then do that. And then what do we got here? This is just junk. And then this is what I want there. Big John Hopkins vibe. Let me also, I kind of think this chord should be happening through the whole thing up to that point now, and I just need to make it really subtle in the first part. So back to our macro here, we basically want this now to happen over this entire duration, so I'll just scrap all those, and then I don't know, let's see how it goes. Let's try high passing it in. So I like this variation, this. So I'm gonna do it like that, and then do it like that. Now what if we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this. So it's with this on. Let's see. Filter cut off, that's fine. That's fine. Where is this? Is what I'm worried about. Yeah. Yeah. That was cool. I didn't even mean for that. I forgot I had the envelope lock on, but let's see what it sounds like. Fish out. Let's see if we can get this decay to just go all the way out through this whole section right here. Whoop. So all these transitions are all also happening like way too quickly, but that's okay because it allows us to like space this whole thing out in a much easier way. So for instance, like you can see basically what I've done here is I've gone like every measure I'm adding a new thing. This one's looping twice essentially. Actually, I think that is just a double loop, and then yeah, back to one measure changes. So ideally, I think I'm gonna call it here honestly because that's way closer now. To something I actually care about working on, but essentially what we want to do is take each of these parts and then start like doing this, like have those each be a 4-part section, and then like find a way to evolve it slowly and subtly, and then like add one drum element and add one drum element, because like right now it's all just too sudden. It should be like this kind of, now we're into like this John Hopkins floating points inspired type thing. So it needs to be like this longer, more drawn out sort of arrangement, but who knows what I'll be feeling next time I open this thing. It'll just be, I'll just wing it and see where it goes. I think this is like a much more focused approach than the last tutorials though, because like, I don't know, man, I used to get so caught up in just taking the sound and like cutting it over the drum forever and trying to get it to sound cool. But I don't know, eventually you just realize that you have to make something musical in order for that to work. And like, you can totally do that by just cutting clips, and you can even just build like one thing in MIDI and kind of like cut clips around it, which is what I was doing in this one. But lately more and more I've just found that I like to build things in MIDI at least at first, as close as I can get them to how I want them in the song, and then flatten them down much later down the road instead of instantly committing to audio like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I really do think that this like dualism between the audio and MIDI is the real sweet spot to get the advantages of both. And I was doing that in this other one because I left this main patch that we ended up using in MIDI, and that ended up being really helpful because I could recontextualize it super easily and use it in this like completely new tempo and a completely new like format essentially, without having to, you know, start over and make a new thing. And if this was just audio, because I considered bouncing it, but I was like, I'll just never get anything that I want in terms of like a baseline for this style of thing if I flatten it and try and cut it. So that's something to really keep in mind, is just like a lot of times it really just come down to like, I'm gonna make an instrument and build it into the tune and see how specific I can get it to the thing I'm making, and like it's never gonna be exactly how you imagined it, I don't think. Sometimes I guess you can get pretty much exactly what you're thinking of out there, but a lot of times you have a general idea and then you kind of just go with whatever is working about that idea, and sometimes it just isn't working. Like a few examples were when I was putting those shaker breaks in there, and or like the tech house breaks rather, it just wasn't fitting right. It was too I don't know, just wasn't fitting in there. And so it's really good in those moments. That's why I don't cut these videos, and that's why I do kind of this more long form thing, is because if you sit and commit to a thing just because you put time into it, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And a lot of times it's good to just like let go of things and use what you actually think is interesting, and like, I don't know, just move on from the rest. You can always leave it. Like that whole tune is still right here. All I have to do is slow the track back down and we could get back to where we were. But I think almost every time you allow yourself to kind of like break things and recontextualize the instruments and like do a completely different style and like refresh with whatever is more inspiring to you at that moment, you end up never really going back. I can't really think of many examples when I've been writing a tune where I like, you know, made this bold decision to do a new thing and then hated it. Like it does happen, but most of the time, if you aren't feeling something anyways, it's good to just kind of like see what else you can get out of those sounds and like think about how they could apply to different contexts instead of just whatever you're going for. And especially a lot of people that I teach and work with, halftime is like the big thing now, and nothing against halftime, but I think it's, the format of it is very like set in stone at this point, and a lot of people kind of know that formula, and I felt like I was just kind of teaching that same formula that wasn't very useful outside of that one context. And the more I do this, the more I learn that it's just all about finding other contexts and applying them in an interesting way, like combining different influences instead of just going for one obvious thing and just repeating the process. So yeah, I don't know. This definitely sounds way more interesting, and the neuro things seem to have like an actual musical value to them that's a little more like, I don't know, less arbitrary, works together with other things a bit better. And that's really what I'm going for here. The rest of it doesn't, like the tempo change and all that, it doesn't really matter. You could do all these same things and keep it halftime, if that's the thing you want to make. But I think it's important to just go with like whatever inclination you have to destroy things and do new shit with it. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I should mention I'm doing all my private lessons through a calendar system now that's super easy to use. I will link that below. You can just click it and buy a lesson and meet with me anytime, because I am not doing anything during pandemic world. So yeah, drop me a line there, follow me or whatever, and I'll be doing more of this shit. So I'll see you guys then. Cheers.